Hello, everybody. Callie, thank you for resubbing. 2 months. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Hi. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Streaming from On the Road. I am in West Texas right now. As you can see, it is just me. Dusty Rockets will be here in a moment. He is eating his slice of pizza before he joins the fun. So for this moment, it is me in this moment. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know how you can hear, because I did not bring our fancy microphone. I'm just using the microphone from the computer. So let me know if you guys can hear me all right. I hope that it sounds great. Hi, Sarah. Sarah is here. Glad you're here. Buttery dinnery rolls. So glad you are back. I'm so happy that you came back to us. Yeah, I'm sorry that you missed the last stream. You were off on the times, but I'm glad that you're here right now. And are you signed up for the alerts when we go live, the little live notifications? Because those seem to be pretty helpful. It's awesome. So, I do not have a fan on, but Dusty's computer. Is it mine? No, Dusty's. I think it's mine. No, it's mine. It has some, I don't know why. It's fanning itself. But as long as you can actually hear me as far as the microphone goes, I am good. Yeah, that is weird that there's a fan. Why is there a fan? Like, normally computers aren't that loud. They shouldn't be that loud. That makes sense. I'm like listening to my computer right now. Actually, look how cute my computer is. Isn't it the best? Yeah, I literally have no idea why it's making that noise. But at least if you can hear me, you got a little fan noise in the background. Imagine that it's a storm happening. There is, in fact, a storm happening. Kind of. We are in a really good spot right now, considering what is happening around us here in West Texas right now. Those of you that have followed the show for a little while, you might know we've talked about biggest fears, and one of my biggest fears is tornadoes. I am deathly afraid of tornadoes. And we heard there was probably going to be some thunderstorms, and we're like, ooh, it's going to be thunderstorms. That's awesome. And there was no thunderstorm earlier today. It was like windy. There were some dark clouds. Actually, any of you guys that are friends with me on Facebook, I posted up there. It's a big dirt storm, the dust storm. Drove through it, and for a second we got some hail and everything, but like it was like pretty crazy dirt storm. I'm not used to dirt storms, but there was these really dark clouds in the distance, and I'm glad I didn't think about it at the time. Wasn't like, oh my god, there could be tornadoes out there. I didn't think about it. I'm really glad, because there was pretty gigantic, like massive, I'll show you the video here in a second, like probably a mile wide or so tornado. Thankfully there's a lot of nothing out here, and it looks like it was just like in the fields, but it was a big tornado. So we right now are pretty far south, like not very far, but far enough that we're out of harm's way. But we were staying in a place called Leveland at Dusty's grandparents' house yesterday. We just left there today and headed back here to Brownfield, Texas, and Leveland right now is under tornado warning right now. So we're worried about his grandparents out there. But I am so glad that I am not there right now. I am so glad, because originally we were thinking about staying there tonight, and we decided to come back here because there's better Wi-Fi here for the podcast. So we'll just go back. I'm so glad, because I would be having a heart attack right now. I would not be streaming if I was there, because I would be fearing for my life. So, as far as I know, the tornado earlier didn't mess anybody up, but there's rotation happening right now. And like I said, thank goodness we are far from it. So I'm actually going to pull up the Doppler. I'm going to show you this, because if I have to be freaked out and suffer, you guys also are going to suffer with me. So, okay, let me see if I can pull up this Doppler here. Let me are at, okay, you guys see that okay? Alrighty. So, this is where we are right now. We are in Brownfields at Dusty's mom's house. Levelland right here, where this big thing just passed right over, is where his grandparents live. And then his uncle lives right pretty much around here, which is not good either. And Morton right here, it says Morton. That's where the big, giant, mile-wide tornado was earlier. I'm guessing a mile. I don't know, man. It looked really rough. It looks gigantic. So, I don't know, man. It's stressing me out. And then all of this is happening up here. I'm so glad we're not up there. Oh my god. Just want to let you guys know. This is what I'm dealing with, but thank goodness I'm here. What were the topics last week? We were here for Cannibal. Last Monday, we did Weird News, again, which is our Monday thing. So much fun. And then on Wednesday, we had Plain Toast and Jam come on. And Plain Toast and Jam taught us about tarot, which was so awesome. We went through all of the minor arcana and the court cards. And I was going to have him back this Wednesday, actually, to do all of the major arcana. But we just found out that our cousin is going to be playing a show on Wednesday night while we happen to be in town. So we are going to go to his show. So we will not be streaming this Wednesday. It's kind of a bummer. I was really looking forward to it. But it's really neat that we get to go see our cousin play music. He was like 6 when I met him. And he had a little guitar. 6 years old. And now he's 22. And he's playing shows with his own band. And he has an album coming out. So we really want to see it. So, and then next week, actually, we will be streaming. But anyway, I would like to say hello to my very dear friend Joanna, Gentle Heart Mojo. Hi, sweetheart. I am so glad that you are here. It's so nice to see you. Joanna is one of my very oldest friends in the whole world. We've been friends since we were maybe 11 or 12. We were probably in 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade when we met each other. It's awesome. Just to have such a wonderful friend. I love you. And lady, you are here. That is awesome. I'm so glad that you are here, lady. Sweet. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Joanna knows for sure about my tornado fear. So now that I've showed you this lovely map here, I'm going to show you a tornado that happened just a little bit earlier today. Just a little early. Probably the hail that we got when we were driving back was probably part of that cell. We just couldn't see the tornado from the road. Thank God, because I would have had a heart attack. So I'm glad that did not happen. But you guys, please. Okay, let me see. I can find these pictures. Okay, so this is currently right now. Here's where his poor grandparents live, and his uncle lives right here, and this is where the tornado warning is at the moment. Golf ball size hail possible. Great. Oh, come on, don't try it. Okay, so this is what happened earlier today. That's a big freaking tornado. I've never been that close to anything like this. I lived in Georgia and we had a bunch of tornado warnings and stuff, but they were all like little twisters. This is just like a whole nother level of doom. Oh my God, I hate it. Look at it go. Oh. This just happened just a few hours ago. There's a video. We didn't even know. We came back here and we were, me and his mom and stepdad were just sitting outside. We were just sitting sitting on the patio, chilling. They're having some drinks and smoking cigarettes. We're chilling out, and the wind's blowing, but it wasn't raining or anything. And they're like, "Oh, it kind of sucks. We got gypped out of this awesome storm we're supposed to get." And then they flipped the news on while we just went to eat some food. And they're like, "Danger! There's all these crazy tornadoes like right now." That funnel clouds happening, and then they showed this happened earlier. Absolutely terrified. But thank goodness. I'm far south from all of it, so at least I'm safe. And Dusty actually just went on a little solo adventure to go to his dad's grave. So he went and had a little solo thing. And I started seeing the news and hearing about it, and I have no idea where anything is. So I was like, where is Luke? Where is he? And he was south of us, so he was safe as well. But man, that's freaky for sure. It's super, super freaky. So I just had to share that with you guys because I just realized this about 15 minutes before we started the stream, and my heart was like beating out of my chest. And they're all like, "It's fine, you're fine, everything's fine, you're safe." And I'm like, "But are we?" And it looks like the cell is. So I just have to share that with all of you guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble about tornadoes, and for being here with me so I feel not so alone because I have all of you guys right now. But I certainly hope that the rest of his family is alright. Actually, a couple months ago, maybe last month or so, his uncle got like baseball size hail, and it broke out a bunch of his windows and like messed a whole bunch of stuff. Baseball size hail. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen like maybe like marbles at most. They get like crazy shit going on out here. They really do have some wild weather stuff happen. So I don't live in Tornado Alley for a reason. I could not handle if shit like that happened all the time out here. It's totally freaky. I mean, and to be fair, there's not a lot of towns or not a lot of houses. There's not a lot of stuff to hit, which is true. There's a lot of open space. As you can see in this lovely video here, that's pretty much what it looks like out here. Some smaller towns. We're in a pretty small town right now. So the odds are that it's not going to happen. Most likely. But just happen to be in the way of these things. So on that topic, I'm curious. What are your biggest fears? I want everybody in the chat. Let me know what just absolutely freaks you out. Hearing about it, seeing it, thinking about it, whatever. What is, you do one, or if you have top 3, or whatever. Tell me if you want to share. What is your biggest fear? Hey, Dusty Rockets! Oh, welcome. I'm so glad you made it back safely.
Survived.
Did you see the images of them? I'm showing everybody right now. Look at this. It's like a mile. That's at least a mile wide. That's a gigantic.
That's big.
That is not just like a little twister. That's a whole thing.
No, that's a thing. But luckily, there's next to nothing.
That's what I was just saying.
There's nothing there.
That's totally what I was just saying. I was like, the odds of it hitting stuff is slim, but in the event that it does, I mean, you're in pretty big trouble.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I've never been this close to a tornado of that stature ever.
No, that's a serious tornado.
And you're from here, and that's still like a biggie for you guys. Or you're like, oh, we have to have it all the time.
No, that's a serious tornado. And then it went pretty close to my uncle's house, so they were close to Russ's house. So they were watching. They were getting right. It was. But yeah, we were checking the whole thing. There was peppered around out there. Right now, Snyder is watching. There's no tornado or anything, but there's little stuff forming right before it. There's
Dang Yeah, but when I was out there before, it wasn't but Loveland. They were like, there was rotation right there, and that's where we just were. I told you, Mama, I'm so glad that we're not still there, because I would have told me to pick my ass up, because there's no way I would have been freaking out.
Oh, you guys can barely hear me? Sorry, I'll speak up.
Welcome to my world. I can barely
Sorry.
hear him
Yeah.
ever. Yeah, there's like the fan is going, and it's super loud, which is kind of a bummer, but I don't know how to make it not be fanning.
Oh, it's on mine. Here.
Oh, something. Is it on yours? It might be both of them.
Yeah. Mine's the loudest, probably. So then I slide it back.
That would be handy. Thank you for letting us know, Honeybee. Thank you. Yeah, we always want people to kind of keep us in the loop of what it sounds like from your end. Yeah, normally we have our really nice mic, but since we're traveling right now, we just have the computer mic, which we've never used for a show before, so I hope that it at least sounds okay. I brought the fancy camera, so we don't look all grainy and shitty.
Yeah.
But hopefully that helps a little bit.
Did that help get the fan noise away?
Are you sure it's not this computer? I thought I picked it up earlier and I started listening.
Yours is going, but I think with the two of them together is probably worse.
Okay.
Hopefully that
that's
lessened the fan noise a little bit anyway.
Cool. Good, I'm glad that's better. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. So,
Okay.
got a little odd setup this time.
Yeah, we're on the road. Oh, it was better for a sec, then got worse, but it's better than start.
Better than more than we
I wonder
started.
why it got. Oh, because he covered up the fan for a second, and I think that's why it got better for like 1 second. But hopefully it's not horrible. If
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't even know.
horrible,
I
but
don't
went
know
bad
where-
again. So Dusty fixed it for a second, but it went bad again.
I don't even know where the speaker is on the computer where it's picking us up from. I don't even.
That's a good question. Yeah, where the little microphone is. That's a good question.
If I just cover this, is that helping? Did that do anything?
I doubt that.
'Cause, yeah, I don't know where the. I don't know where that microphone
Yeah, and why
is.
would it be? Why would it be fanning?
Just to keep
Would it help to put
cold.
something underneath it? Would that make it fan less? For working progress.
It's always been fan.
LA Moon.
La Moon.
I love it.
Hello. Yeah.
808. Awesome. Is that Lisa Moon?
La Moon.
You are Lisa Moon. But thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. We will take all the moons that we can get. We
Yeah,
love
all the
all the moons.
That'd be the third moon we got. 3 moons?
Triple moon.
Moon.
Love it.
Triple moons.
Triple moons. Just can't stop looking at it. I had to make everybody suffer with me on this one. I was like, you guys, I'm freaking out right now. I need everybody.
No,
to
that's
freak out
serious.
with
Did
me."
they say if it was how big it was? F4 or anything? F3?
They did not say. I did not see. People were asking how wide it was, and I didn't hear any official reports. But that's
No, that's wide.
wide.
I
But
don't know how fast it's moving.
But you know the scale is not based on the size of it. It's based on the destruction that it causes. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, it's based
So
on how bad
it's
it'll be.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's in a field and it causes no destruction, I don't know if it's necessarily like rated unless it causes destruction, or maybe it's potential destruction. Maybe they do it based on it has the potential to do this because the wind speed.
Yeah, and I think the width combined with the wind speed
Yeah.
makes that rating. So that's the thing. Like it's wide, but I don't know how fast it was going. So it may have been
I don't
fairly
know.
slow.
But if I had to just guesstimate, that looks like a 4. What I would imagine if they were like a 4 tornado and showed me a picture, I would imagine it's probably in that.
Yeah, it looks 3 or 4 for sure.
Damn.
And if it was fast moving, it could be 5. But no.
Guys, this is my
There was a bunch of lightning on the way in. I got to watch
Did
a bunch
you see
of
some cool lightning?
Yeah, it's everything that this storm is doing, but it's just flashing. Like it just looks like camera flashes. That's cool. I was gonna tell you to go look at it as soon as I got here, but I walked in and I was like, "There's tornadoes." I was like, "Oh no, Sammy's terrified."
I'm terrified.
I was like, "Did you
yes.
tell Sammy? Does she know?" Like, don't tell Sammy.
I made them promise. Like, listen, if there is danger or if there is more tornado news, like, don't worry about like interrupting. Like, interrupt me. She's like, "We'll go." Okay, I'm gonna go do the show now, and hopefully we're
Grab
fine.
mattresses and go in the laundry room.
I didn't see any lightning actually. I was outside for a little bit.
Yeah, it's all straightforward. So, but yeah, it was just kind of flashing as soon as I left. Actually, it just started going. Welcome
Glad
to
that you're
Texas.
safe. Yeah, I could do without that part. I'll tell you that much right now. That definitely spooked me out. And then you weren't here yet, and I was like, oh my god! And I was like, I gotta go talk to my friends. I'm all alone in my fear. So
Yeah, luckily I was all way south, so there wasn't anything down by us.
So I did.
We don't have a basement here. There's generally not basements. Some people have cellars, but not here. The house is pretty new. There's no cellar or anything. But there's a laundry room that's like in the middle of the house and doesn't have any windows or anything. And it's got brick walls all around it. And then the whole house, it's all kind of cement, like walls and stuff. So this house is fairly sturdy.
Well, before you walked in, I asked a question to the chat, and we got two answers. I was asking, what are people's biggest fears? So I was like, now you all know tornadoes, one of my biggest fears. Now you know. What about you guys? So, Buttery Generals says drowning is one of the biggest fears. That's a fair fear. For sure. That is
Steve's paying child support and alimony. Yeah. Also terrifying.
That is very scary. Have you been able to avoid such things so far in your life? I hope that you have not had to deal with that. So, good.
Oh, hi, lady. Thank you. Yep, I made it. I'm safe. I'm good.
Yeah, lady just looked at the radar.
Yeah. LA Moon. Hello.
Hey.
Lamoon.
What is your biggest fear? Welcome. Tell me your biggest fear.
Yeah, biggest fears.
We're cutting deep tonight.
Oh, Steve's avoided it. That's good.
Good
Good
job.
job, Steve. Kelly dying in a fire.
Dying in a
Yeah,
fire.
Fire's not going to be good. But the weird thing with fire, they say that it, like, once you're on fire, your nerve endings get burnt and you don't feel it. So it doesn't hurt like you think it would. Like it just hurts for a second and then you don't really have that. And then also with drowning's supposed to be one of the most peaceful deaths, which is peaceful after you're dying, but leading up to that is going to be terrifying. So I don't really know. Lamoon. No, we don't.
I would imagine that it's Lisa.
Is it?
That's my guess, but I don't know. I would love for you to tell me that. If it is Lisa Moon, then that is true.
Yeah. Let's say
Step up back a little bit. The chat. I got the old eyes. I don't have my little tablet today that I used to see the chat with. So I'm sharing Jesse's computer. Come on. Yay, it is Lisa. Awesome.
Oh,
I'm
good.
so glad
Hello.
you're here. It was so nice that you reached out to me. I'm so glad that we got to chat. I'm so glad that we Welcome to Weird News, which we will get to the Weird News momentarily.
The winner for most terrifying.
Child support and alimony. What about you?
It's not really the drowning thing, but just the open ocean, the open water. So I guess it is kind of fear of drowning. I guess it would probably fall into the fear of drowning. I don't really think of the drowning as the fear. The void of the body. Drowning or something eating you.
Something eating you, like in the water.
Yeah. And I also don't like falling. So like a free fall of any kind, I'm not liking that at all. Skydiving, like having a parachute fail, that would be better.
Yes.
That's all I don't understand. And not everybody, like, anybody who kills themselves has to like, that's what they do. People that make jumpers, I would find it.
So the fan is on. I'm going to put something underneath the laptop. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, thank you, especially you, Lisa. You are new. Normally we have our super awesome microphone, and we have our normal setup microphone. Since we are on the road right now, we are using the computer microphone, and apparently when you set the computer on a desk, it starts screaming at you. So I'm hoping that will keep the fan off shortly. So thank you everybody for your patience. I know it's probably not optimal. It's probably going to be very annoying if you guys sit there and listen to this fan for a while, so I'm sorry. Ooh, wasps and fire ants. That's legit. What about murder hornets? Apparently they came straight to Washington just coming on in, so that was exciting when we heard about that scenario in the midst of COVID and everything. And we're like, murder hornets coming to Washington. We're like, fuck. And falling. Yep.
Yeah, falling. Falling.
Is it a sting poster? No, it's not a sting poster. We actually just got gifted these posters, which is so cool. It's Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. I will bring it closer and show you. I love it. And we got Master of Puzzles poster and a gift there.
I'm excited.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there was 3 Metallica posters, and the other 2 were a little newer, but the Master of Puppets one was about need that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, Mexican drug cartel. Whatever that death is not. That's a pretty good fear.
Yeah. No, that sounds horrible. After watching Ozark, that definitely made me very aware of Mexican drug cartels and how they roll.
After living close enough to El Paso to get the news of what the cartel was doing to people in Juarez, that's
yeah. Actually, I just was looking at, we're going to be in Bisbee next weekend, and I realized it's only like 20 miles from Mexico.
Oh yeah,
It's
right
super
there.
close. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll go to Mexico, and I realized we don't have our passports, and I looked it up online. I was like, oh, what's this town like and everything. Yeah, this town's become pretty rough with drugs and guns and cartels, and I was like, oh, maybe I did.
Yeah, now that's a rough portion of the Mexican border.
Ooh, Lisa just finished Ozark tonight.
Oh, good job.
We just finished it last week, I think a week and a half ago or so. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Really, really good. So any of you guys that have not seen Ozark, I recommend that show. It's awesome. Loved it. Okay, so good. I'm keeping this Doppler up over here. I'm just keeping I'm just watching the Doppler, making sure that we are safe, because I don't follow around. It looks like we're kind of good. Okay, I'll give you guys a current Doppler shot here. So we are once again here.
Oh, plain toast. Hello. Nice to see you.
Ah, plain toast. Welcome. I am so happy that you are here.
We're just out here in Texas dodging tornadoes. Left and right.
What?
Well, in the south, I guess. We're south. Yeah.
No, I'm so glad that you were here. For any of you folks that were not here last Wednesday, we had Plain Toast again on the show, and he was teaching us about tarot. We did a tarot lesson. And we made it through the court cards and the minor arcana, and it was so awesome. And we're going to do the majors coming up soon. Originally, we were going to be doing it this Wednesday, but we're actually going to go see his cousin's wedding show.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we're not going to do it. So I think it was, what did we decide on? June 16th? No. It's going to be a little while after, but we're gonna pick it back up. June 15th, that's the one. Okay, I didn't want to misspeak. Thank you. So June 15th, we will do part 2. It will be so great.
Yeah.
But for any of you guys that missed that episode and are interested, it is still on our Twitch channel. Or you can go on the YouTube, which we don't have it uploaded yet, but we will be uploading that soon. But it is still available on our Twitch, so feel free to check that out if you want to learn about Tapeworm. It's so cool. Yeah.
We're here in Barefoot right now, but just we just came from Legoland, which is where my grandparents live, and then all of our other family is here in Smire. They're the one that I'm kind of worried about at the moment, but I think they were just on like the tail end of the storm, so they were just kind of worried about hail.
They're pretty worried about Johnny's a little bit ago, or not Johnny's, Rusty.
Yeah,
up here.
They were up here, so they were pretty close. They got hail, which they just got.
I was telling everybody, yeah, it was nuts.
It's kind of
It's a little sleepy, but hopefully we're in the safety zone.
Yeah, and everything's kind of going northeast. I think we're going to be good.
You guys almost had a heart attack when I saw those tornado images, knowing that that's probably around the time we were driving back. It might have been a little bit after we got back, but those dark clouds that we saw and that hail that we got, that was probably the beginning of that. So, I was telling everybody before, I'm so glad that I didn't think about it at the time. Like, I didn't feel like, oh my God, that could be making a tornado, because it would have been having a heart attack. Like, it didn't dawn on me at the time, and now I realize maybe it should have been.
Well, actually, it kind of makes sense. Like, Mom and I were talking about the wind going the wrong direction, but with the spiraling of that storm, like, because it was spiraling.
Yeah, they said the wind was going the opposite direction.
Actually, yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah, we were driving. But Mom and I were both like, the dirt is coming from the wrong side. Like, that's kind of weird.
But neither of you guys thought about, maybe that was because there was
Yeah, I didn't think about the rotation of the storm.
I'm really glad that you didn't.
It happens randomly. Like, I don't know, there's different things that affect it, but with that, it was spiraling this way, so that would have made sense. That spiraling.
Thank goodness that you didn't say anything, because it would have not been good. Not good. But that's okay. We're okay. We're safe.
Yeah. We're safe. We're
I don't handle things like that super awesomely. I'm pretty graceful about a lot of things in the eye of, like, scary things. But, okay, so that being said, we're going to talk about some cool weird news.
Talk about something fun.
Totally. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. Let's see. Let's start with a cute story. We're going to start with something cute, because we all need something cute right now. I know. I need something cute. So, this little dolphin friend is bringing prizes to its friends from the ocean. In Australia, yeah. It would find like little trash things and would bring it up to its little friends.
Are they presents or are they like, look at this trash you're putting in the
You know,
ocean?
it could be.
Stop putting this in. You take it back.
I think it's treasures.
Yeah.
So, shells, corals, bottles, and other treasures. Oh my goodness. It is so cute. So there's a cafe over there where these dolphins, there's 7 of them that hang out near this cafe. And there's one dolphin named Mystique. Sounds like a stripper name. It's a stripper dolphin. And Mystique is the one that would just come and bring out all these little fun things. And the owners kept all the gifts that the dolphin gives. So it's so cute. They think that it's because the dolphin is like, I love you and I miss you, baby. You guys are my friends. So, but the locals speculate that Mystique is simply trying to clear the water. Like, hey, take your fucking trash bag, you asshole. So who knows? We don't know. We can't find out what the motivation truly is, but I would like to think it's for the fun friends. For the friends. Now look at all this stuff. That's so cool.
Oh, I'm glad that the cafe owner is saving it.
I know. It's really, really nice. So, hooray, cute story.
Is that right there?
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, you never know. It's gonna be a stupid animal. So. Oh,
Yeah, here's a prize. It's a grenade. That's pretty fun.
Probably trained by some Russians.
Sarah wants to know what Texas is like.
Well, this side of Texas is very flat. All of the trees are wood.
And there's not very many trees. You can see super far. Yeah, you can see the horizon.
Yeah, you can see one horizon to the other horizon. So if you're watching the stars, it's really nice because the tallest thing that's going to be in your way is a tower. So you can see all the stars. And then where my family's from over here, it's all the middle of nowhere. We're all out in the sticks, basically. So
Very small towns with not a lot of like artsy culture or anything like that. It's just really simple.
like the town where my dad's buried, that we just got back from, was the population 240, something like that.
I'm surprised it's even that high, to be totally honest with you.
Honestly, I think that's when school was in. I think they counted where everybody gets trucked in from around on the farms and stuff. But they're very small areas around here. This little town, Brownfield, it's super tiny too. But yeah, it's, I love Florida. Yeah, you gotta accept it. Exciting news. You can share it.
Sure.
Share it.
Okay, so while you're sharing and typing that, I am going to play this game. Let me turn the volume on. This is so funny. This chick is killing me. It is so funny.
Out the window!
It's just one too, I love it. Why are you holding it away? Give it to her.
Just throw it out the window.
She did. It doesn't look like it.
Oh my god. That was the very beginning, like, cracked me up super, super hard.
I'm afraid. I'm super afraid.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid. I'm fucking afraid. I'm really afraid. Don't put out the window.
She's terrified. She's just cracking up.
I love it. I love it. It's so funny. I had to say it. It's not necessarily weird news, but it is so funny. I had to share it. I'm so glad somebody was recording that. Like, that cracked me up super hard. I love it. It was great. But Sarah, that is very cool that you have a new guardian.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
That is super cool. Good for
Midnight Tiger. You just renamed you Midnight Tiger.
Oh,
that's awesome. That's super exciting.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good girl.
Giraffe camel.
Oh, okay. So let's do a little sciencey thing real quick. This is very interesting. So the Voyager 1 and 2, they were sent out in the 70s, and they have gone farther than anywhere else. We have only sent very few things out in space, and these things have gone forever. So it's pretty amazing how far that the Voyager has gone. And we've been keeping an eye on it for a long time. It's been fantastic. But it's bizarre because it's sending back anomalous information right now. And we've been able to send it information, it sends information back. It didn't specifically say what the anomalous information is at this point. But they're like, there's no way that what it's sending back right now is the actual readout for what's happening. So they're trying to figure out what that could be. But it does raise some questions. Is it just short-circuiting? Is it just being funny? Is something intercepting it? Or is something manipulating it? We don't really know.
What was the explanation of what they were, the anomalous control was? It's basically moves around like temperature regulators or something. You can't do this.
As far as I know, it didn't say specifically. It was just saying that it's sending back data that is not.
They gave a little bit more detail explanation about it because it's data from the actual satellite itself, not that it's picking up from the surroundings, but about the satellite. So it wasn't like it was picking up mysterious signals. It was just sending back data about itself. It wasn't that. So it was just getting weird info, something like that.
But nobody knows what's going on, and it hasn't happened before thus far. So let's watch this little video. Maybe it'll talk about it a little bit. Let's see what this video is going to say. And if not, we'll just learn about the Voyager.
What if you were a major transit system
Oh,
facing
come
cyber
on.
attack?
Sorry.
You were a major annoyance. Major annoying while we're trying to do a podcast.
Mission was to explore the outer planets.
What'd you do?
say at this speed it would take about 40,000 years to reach the next star. So, we're not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. It'll be an extremely outdated piece of junk by the time it smashes into the next star or whatever, which it probably won't, because we're not just wasting anything.
They said it was going to be like 3 years before it even reached the airport.
It's crazy. It's so vast. It's so vast since it's just our solar system. And that's not even interstellar all the way out there and then go into different star systems. It's crazy.
That's what Sam and I were talking about is that they say, it's left our solar system and it's in interstellar space, but the gravity of the sun is still affecting everything that far out. It's the Oort cloud, which is theoretical, but there's no shades out there. But there's the sun, and right around it is all of the comets and debris, and like where they think all of these random comets come from, and it's sent into our orbit. But all of that is still orbiting within the outer reaches of the sun's orbit. And this Voyager's not even supposed to get to that for another 300 years. So it's like, yeah, it may be out of the solar winds, but it's not out of the effects of the sun itself. So interstellar space, technically, but it's not within our planetary solar system, but it's still within our sun's system, the solar system. So that's crazy. Gravity goes way further than we thought.
Yes. Yep, and they're like, it's gonna leave the heliosphere. It's going. It's going. We didn't expect it to still have a solar wind out that far. It was a lot longer than they had expected it to. And it's so far away right now, it takes 20 hours and 33 minutes to receive a signal from it or to send a signal to it. And that's going super fast. So keep that in mind. Crazy. So I just want to let you guys know there's some weird stuff going on with the old Voyager.
Yeah, one of the things that we saw said that a software update may fix the problem. So maybe they're trying to fix software. But it's just having weird things. And they don't want to shut anything down and try to reboot it because it might not be good. It's so old at this point, they're like, this bad, it might not turn on. So
Steve, that's not long considering wait times on hold for technical support. That's good. That's pretty good.
What is that?
You're right.
Yeah. With the same song.
Your average wait time is 72 hours. God. So, well, pretty awesome. Good spacey news. So since we're talking about spacey news, we will talk about this cool footage that the Pentagon has released. As we know, there has been a hearing recently where people have been talking about, officially talking about the findings of UFOs or UAPs. This is the first time in over 50 years that they have come to actual over such things. So it's pretty exciting. This is a video that was talked about. So, they said they are frequent and continuing. Correct. That is correct. So, let's see. This is saying that it was zooming across the flight path of a military jet at hypersonic speeds. So that is not something we have the capability to do yet, at least as far as we know. Let's see. The video. Is that an actual video, or is it just telling us what it was? That's fine.
Oh, there we go. So I did see this video actually. If we have that video. So I was watching the hearing, and they showed it, and it's so fast. They were trying to actually stop on that portion of the video, and the frames that their video player would do, because they were just looking at it on a laptop for this hearing, the frames that they would do wouldn't even stop in that tiny little space where it zoomed by. If you watch it all the way through, and you know where to look, you can see like a little blip, or it's just like, but they were able to stop it and get that photo. But yeah, even in the hearing, they were really trying to get it to stop. Like one of the guys, one of the congressmen was like, can you show us what that is and stop on it and point it out and show us what it is we're supposed to be looking at? And they tried, the guy was trying, and he's like, I can't get it to stop there on this video. So,
They said there are elements of our government engaged in looking for extraterrestrial life. Our goal is not to potentially cover something up, it's to understand what may be out there. Which is nice to hear them say that. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but I hope so. Maybe NASA's goal isn't to cover it up, but there are other forces that might prefer that. And it says that they dismissed the notion that UAPs were extraterrestrial in origin. So they're saying, we're not saying it's aliens, but we're not saying it's not. We're going to try to figure out what it is, and if it is a threat, if it's other countries' threat or whatever, but at least they're admitting that they do not believe this.
oh, Mindy. Hi, Mindy.
Hello!
Yeah, since we don't have our good microphone and we're on different equipment right now in Texas, it's a little rough. And our fans on our computer are going, so it's kind of interfering with the speaker.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is that the
fans.
fan is on the computer itself. It's trying to pull the computer down. I don't really know why that's necessary, but we're used to having our big fancy mic, but I wasn't about to cart that in a suitcase.
It's too heavy to carry around, so we're just doing our best with what we have at the moment.
Yes, I hope it's not absolutely terrible.
I mean, we have the camera propped up on a stack of books and CDs, so we're definitely roughing it at the moment.
We are.
So hopefully it's not terrible. We tried to move the fan away a little bit.
Yeah, plain tell sounds like laptop fans. It
is.
It unfortunately
And it's warmer here than it is at our house, so
I don't think it's yours. I think it's mine.
It sounded like yours stopped, though. I was just hoping. Which
Is
one?
it? No, it's 100% from here. Yeah. That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. Well, it is exciting, though, what they're coming out with.
Yeah.
It is very exciting.
Yeah, the fact that they're talking about this in Congress, that's a big deal. For sure.
It is.
But yeah, I watched that whole hearing. It was interesting, and the congressmen were asking a lot of really interesting questions. They really want to know, and it was the leader of the UAP task force, and then the head of the Department of Defense were the ones that they were questioning, and they kept having to shut down certain questions because they were having another hearing that was not public, but was secret, and would be top secret or whatever. So they kept having to say that one will be, like, we'll answer that in the non-public hearing. There's some stuff they couldn't answer, but it made sense of why. Like, a lot of the questions they were asking, they were like, you can't answer that. Because it would give away their surveillance techniques and what they do or don't know about other countries.
And that is fair. I understand national security is important.
Yeah.
But I do have a video here from Michio Kaku, who is talking about the hearing. So I'm curious to hear what he has to say actually right now.
Yeah, plain post, we don't have any of that. And if we did, it would be headphones with one microphone, so only one person would be able to hear, and the other wouldn't, and it would just be blank. So we're trying to figure out how to do the on-the-go experience.
I know, I'm really surprised that the fan is kicked on so much. I don't really know why. It's because it's normally not so loud, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I have no idea. But it's making Dusty talk louder, which is awesome.
I'm trying to talk louder.
Take that. For sure. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to check this one out. Hopefully you can hear this, okay?
That's not LNS though, is it? It's not. That is LNS, man. Well, there's another thing. It's rotating.
Not science fiction. UFOs are real, and lawmakers say a potential national security threat. Today, the first public hearing on unidentified aerial phenomena in 50 years. But we didn't get a lot of answers. One Pentagon official said he had no explanation for the flashing triangle shapes shown in this new declassified video. Joining us now is Michio Kaku. He's a professor of theoretical physics at City University of New York. Great to have you here with us, Professor. You've seen the videos. What can you conclude about these objects?
Well, 50 years ago, during the first congressional hearing, there were 12,000 reports from one eyewitness saying, "I saw something in the sky." 50 years later, now we have hours of videotapes from seasoned Navy pilots, and we can frame them, frame by frame, analyze their characteristics. They fly between Mach 5 and Mach 20, 20 times the speed of sound. They zigzag so that the centrifugal force would crush the bones of any human inside one of these crafts. They can fly underwater. And there were 11 incidents where they almost collided with Air Force and Navy ships. And so we're talking about a whole new ball game now. We have testable, reproducible, and hopefully falsifiable evidence that something is happening in the skies.
Wow, the chair of this committee said this was an important hearing because UFOs are a potential national security threat. Do you think that's true?
Oh, definitely. I think we should look into questions are experimenting with hypersonic glide vehicles, hypersonic drones. In fact, they're actually being used in the Ukraine. The Russians have shot many hypersonic drones at the Ukrainians. However, these sightings go back to the 1940s, when we didn't have anything approaching that capability. So only recently have the superpowers been incapable of creating hypersonic devices that can, in fact, go up to Mach 20 and maneuver. So we're in a whole new ball game now.
So again, you know that only military craft could execute some of these maneuvers identified in video, like the hypersonic drones or hypersonic glide vehicles, but that what we've seen used in the war in Ukraine hasn't included that capability. So are there any countries that we know of with that capability currently?
Nope. In fact, 2 years ago, the United States abandoned its own hypersonic drone program because when you maneuver and zigzag, you sometimes spiral out of control and crash. So the Russians are actually the most advanced in this category, but we've seen how often they misfire and they land in the wrong place in the battle in the Ukraine. So we see the fact that right now, nobody has this technology. As one Pentagon general said, quote, "They're not ours," unquote.
So I think a lot of people wonder, what are the possibilities this could be extraterrestrial?
Or Batman.
Well, we have to keep an open mind. Some people say that the distance between stars is so great that they could not possibly be alien craft. But imagine that these devices could be from a civilization 1,000, 1,000,000 years more advanced than us. Then, of course, interstellar travel becomes a possibility, something that we cannot rule out.
For so long, this has been regarded as, science fiction. Do you think this hearing and more transparency can change that?
I hope so. There's something called the giggle factor. Anytime a pilot or a scientist talks about UFOs, people start to giggle behind your back. But I think that now the tide has turned. We're taking this seriously now.
A fascinating discussion, again, to think the objects can fly Mach 5 to Mach 20. That's up to 20 times the speed of sound. The G-forces could crush a human being. Serious stuff and really, really interesting. Michio Kaku, thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us.
I love him. I think he is so fantastic.
And yeah, plain toast, They just successfully accomplished hypersonic missile test last week, which is surpassing Mach 5. I didn't realize they just did that. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
And that's fast. That's pretty fast. It's nowhere near what these things are doing.
But it's still fast. Yeah,
it's
Mach
still
20.
really fast.
Jeez. Kind of make you wonder about whoever is manning these crafts. How can they deal with these G's? Like, what kind of physical form do they have that allows them to withstand the amount of G's?
Well, if they're altering gravity in some anti-gravity type of thing, then inside of that craft, they're not feeling any G's, so it doesn't work.
I guess that's true.
So I think that's the only way around that. Because nothing, that's going to splatter anything into the way. Even if you had yourself in some bungee situation, your range is going to spawn inside your skull.
Oof.
You can't do that as biological beings. So it would have to be drones or some other way. And I think it's anti-gravity technology, where they're literally altering gravity and working that kind of field.
That is so cool. Also cool. Oh, wait, we've got another Me Too copy. This would be a good follow-up where he was talking with somebody else as well about similar type of things, talking about the over 400 declassified UFO sightings. So I'm curious how this compares to what we just watched. So let's see about these. They have a little more information on it. Abs. Sorry. You guys watch.
I don't want you to flag us for showing ads. You're showing ads that aren't ours.
Oh, I wonder if they do that.
The audio is on there.
50 years where Pentagon officials shared declassified photos and videos of these unidentified objects in the sky. But did they leave us with more questions than answers? That's always what they say in these segments. Theoretical physics professor and author of The God Equation, Dr. Michio Kaku, joining me now. Doctor, great to see you. Thanks for being here again. You know, even the Vatican, speaking of your book title, even the Vatican says it's conceivable that there could be other beings in the universe. So God could have a plan for UFOs as well. Did you see anything this week that made you go, wow, I didn't know that?
Well, before there were 143 sightings that could not be explained using the normal laws of physics. With these congressional hearings, now we have 400 sightings by U.S. Navy pilots and seasoned military personnel that cannot be explained. These objects fly between Mach 5 and Mach 20 times the speed of sound.
Wow.
These objects can drop 70,000 feet within a matter of seconds. These objects can zigzag, creating G-forces that are several hundred times the force of gravity, enough to crush the bones of any humans. These objects can fly without creating any exhaust. In other words, quote, they're not ours, unquote, as stated by one Pentagon official. Then the next question is, if they're not ours, then whose are they?
So they defy what we know about what we are capable of producing. Even if there's something that, you know, the Chinese in some secret location is coming up with, they simply don't have the physics to match what these objects are doing. Does that mean that they are defying literally the laws of physics?
Well, hypersonic drones can approach this kind of capability. We see them in the Ukraine. The Russians are ahead of us, actually, in terms of hypersonic drones, and they've actually used them against the Ukrainians. But they are unreliable. They're not as good as they're cranked up to be. And also, these UFO sightings go back to before World War II, when, of course, the whole idea of hypersonic drones would be considered science fiction. And so we're talking about a technology that we're not familiar with, a technology that only recently has been mastered by the Russians and eventually by the United States as well. Hypersonic drones that can travel up to Mach 20.
Yeah, and what you suggested at the beginning, I mean, they can turn on a dime. I mean, even if you could get up to that speed and find some way of encapsulating a being in that craft, you couldn't turn that quickly no matter what we try to do here on Earth, right?
That's right. In fact, the United States military had a program to perfect hypersonic drones that was canceled 2 years ago because they were unstable. By zigzagging, they would spiral out of control and then crash. Well, because the Russians have announced that they have a hypersonic drone, that means that the United States military has revised its program. But just to show you that these objects, whatever they are more advanced than anything that we can feel. And of course, these sightings go back way before World War II, when the idea of hypersonic drones was considered science fiction.
Are we, very quickly, are we getting more of these sightings now, or is it just because we have better ability to track things wherever they are in our little section of the universe here?
Well, apparently the military, the pilots of the military have hundreds of these encounters, but most of the time they keep it to themselves. There's a stigma, the giggle factor, and so a lot of these sightings are simply not reported. Now the military has said, no, you have to report these sightings, no matter how bizarre they are.
Awesome.
So watch for it. There could be a floodgates. The floodgates could be open as now the stigma is beginning to be removed. That military pilots, commercial pilots are now free to reveal what they see in the sky.
We have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. Fascinating stuff. Well, the White House not giving up on ending Title 40.
All right.
And one of the guys at the hearing said that the pilots now actually have in their, I think it's in the flight manual, which is in planes, that lists off the process you have to follow to report anything that you see that doesn't make any sense. So they actually have the steps to follow right there with them now, and they're helping to get rid of that stigma, which is great.
Yes.
So, but one thing I thought was interesting is they talked about in that hearing that the cases that they were looking at and studying, they were all military cases. They were all reports from military personnel. So if it was anything that was around military base or around trainings that they were flying or wherever the military station wherever they were stationed. And they started asking about, one of the guys specifically was asking about different cases that have been reported and that are in, like in the public eye that have been talked about in newspapers. And the UAP guy, the leader of the UAP, was like, I don't know about that one. And the guy was like, what do you mean? You've never heard of it? Like, it's fairly public. It's like one of the biggest ones out there. And the guy was like, yeah, I haven't been told to investigate that one, so I don't know anything about it. He's like, well, what do you need to go and investigate these? Like, what do you need to be told? He's like, I have to be told by, official means. And the guy was like, well, I'm in Congress, and he's like looking around at everybody, and he was like, this is pretty official, so I'm going to go ahead and say, look into it.
That's so
and
awesome.
he was like, okay, I will. But it really brought to my attention that they're not looking at just general public reports, which is really weird, because we have so much footage of things in the general public. I mean, the Phoenix Lights, like, how many thousands of people saw that? But why are we not looking into that? It's one of the largest, most famous UFO sightings ever. Like, we should be studying this.
At this point, maybe there's just so many that they have to wait for a specific thing, because if there's so many to investigate, they're like, it's too many. We will await your, basically, like,
And I'm sure there was orders that could come down, but you would think that if it was a high profile something,
yeah.
the public knows about, and that there are many witnesses to it. Like, I can understand if it's like a one-off, like one person happens to be like, okay, we have so much to look at, but when there's these high-profile, caught on camera, seen by many witnesses cases, we should probably be looking into it with that instinct.
Agreed.
But this guy is like a martyr. It was like one of the biggest ones. I forgot what the name of it was. It started with M, which is why I can remember.
Interesting. Well, the story will be unfolding little by little. You know, now it's at least getting put out there into our attention. So I am grateful that it is, you know, becoming more public.
I already said it's hard to hear us. I had to turn our volume down a little bit because it was peaking. It was like going way up into the red, and I didn't want it to scream.
Yeah, I'll turn it up here. I'll just make sure that when we play the videos that it's not as loud.
Yeah, I just saw it peaking earlier, and I was pretty sure it was just going to squeal you guys, so I was trying to do it.
Yeah, next time we can just lower the volume of the video itself. Okay, that's probably the better way to go. Thank you, Buttery, for letting us know.
Yeah.
So speaking of cool spacey stuff that we are learning, I have waited to play this for you guys. I haven't even listened to it yet. Have you listened to this yet?
No.
Okay, I'm so excited. So NASA has released, it's basically the sound of a black hole. They transposed it to what it would sound like. So I'm pretty stoked to hear this. Let's see. Since 2003, the black hole at the center of the Perseus galaxy cluster has been associated with sound. NASA opens a description to its video releasing for NASA's Black Hole Week earlier this month. Nearly 20 years ago, astronomers found out that pressure waves emitted by the black hole cause ripples that could be translated into a note, but one that wasn't audible to the human ear. So it was some 57 octaves below middle C. So that's really low, 57 octaves. That's even more octaves than Chris Cornell. So we are going to listen to the transposed sound waves of a black hole together right now. This is popping it up to their true pitch. Another way to put this is that they are being heard 144 quadrillion and 288 quadrillion times higher than their original frequency. Quadrillion.
Quadrillion. That's a lot of zeros.
Plain Toast doesn't like it. Sounds like the zombies in Zelda. Wow.
I mean, it's actually kind of pretty. Like, I want to hear it sped up even more, because it almost has a singing quality.
I think that black hole is definitely haunted. That's the sound of a haunting. Yeah, if they can pop it up.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a singing.
Wow, that's super cool. NASA said it was a popular misconception that there is no sound in space, which originates from the fact that space is a vacuum and there is no medium in space for sound waves to move through. Galaxy cluster, on the other hand, has copious amounts of gas that envelop the hundreds or even thousands of galaxies within it, providing a medium for the sound waves to travel. Whoa. So, there you go. Now you have heard of a black hole. And they said it's compared by listeners to background music of the scariest horror movie and the sound of existential dread. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mel's whole Art Bell's
Oh,
Mel's
yeah,
whole
Mel's
episode.
whole-
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does.
And actually, the sounds from the what's the deepest hole? The Coke drill hole or something like that. Where's the deepest hole that's ever been drilled? And there's all the stories that like they were drilling and they sealed it up because they were hearing the sounds of tortured souls or something like that. But they had a microphone that they held up to it, and it sounded like like demons down there. It sounded like screaming. Like the term "tortured souls" was a pretty good way to describe it. It's eerie sounding too.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super down with the super duper scary soundscapes like that, just emanating from our planet or beyond. It kind of gives me the blues a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
But that's okay. It's really neat. It's neat to hear. But that's crazy that it was like 57 octaves lower than that, and that was really low. That was spooky. That's pretty spooky. Crazy. Alright. You know what? This is ridiculous, and I just need to show it to you guys. Yeah, are you ready? This is what I'm probably gonna have to watch this one a few times. We're breaking it up. We just talked about real serious shit, and now we're gonna change it.
Going non-serious.
Change it a
Keep
little.
guessing.
A little tab. Get this all queued up for this. Okay. Look at that. Yes. This Jeep just kicks it and it just smacks it directly
Right in the face.
Oh, that poor rat, dude. It was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and so was that kid's face.
That poor kid's like,
And they slow-moed that
you got the
shit.
plague. You got the plague on your face.
Back and forth. Oh, this chick is doing a little jig with the rat. Oh my god. It's so funny. I'm sad Roxy's missing this because she would love it. They're so funny, dude. I'll send it to her. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. Let me just go watch one more time. There she goes.
You gotta hit the face with a rat.
It's so funny. Oh, God. Okay, I'm glad you guys appreciated that as much as I did, because I really did. Okay, well, speaking of like little creatures, this is so cute. So after all those horrible bushfires that happened in Australia, they thought a lot of the creatures went extinct, which was really sad because they hadn't seen some of them. I mean, it just burned up so much foresty area. They weren't really sure what made it, but this is pretty cool because they rediscovered rare pygmy possums. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Look at the pygmy possum. They're so tiny.
Bible with the big giant ears.
Oh my god, it does look like Bible.
Whiskers sticking up on it.
Yes. Oh, it's so cute. And he's smiling. Look at his little smile.
I do like his whiskers.
Oh my god. And his little tiny toes. Goodness. It's so cute. They're so tiny. No wonder they didn't know if they were still around because you could barely see them.
How did they even know they existed in the first place?
Don't know. Well, yeah, everybody was worried, like, oh man, they're long gone. But they have found them. And they announced it officially. They're still around, and they were able to observe one in the wild. Tiny little, tiny friend. So cute. Yeah, so they're from the Kangaroo Island area, and the fire destroyed about 50% of the entire area.
They were trying to put them in the same area so they could help.
I want to hug one so hard right now. I just love them. Says their little button snouts are irresistibly cute to match their droopy ears. It's incredible how petite these little fellows are. They're about the size of one's finger. Dude, it's so small.
Yeah, it's a little bit of creepy.
So they
It's
look.
a possum.
It's a possum. Different than what we have, which is opossums. These are actual possums, and they dwell and inhabit places like Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. And I just want to kiss their little fucking faces so hard right now.
Yeah, that one's really
It's
cute. They look so soft.
I know. I'm glad that they didn't all die. I'm sure a lot of them died. And it's very, 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 very sad.
But I guess they probably go like,
Let's see, where do they hide? They take shelter in tree hollows during light hours. When the temperature starts to drop down, they roll up into a little ball to conserve as much warmth and energy as possible. Oh my god. So, there's only been 113 formal records of the species ever living on Kangaroo Island. So certainly not very common. And, of course, most of their habitat got burned up. Okay, and they're saying they're not the only species to benefit from rediscovery. Others, such as the Tamer wallaby and southern brown bandicoot, join the list of more than 20 various wildlife species that have been recently brought back from the extinction list.
Right,
Yay! Bandicoot. Look at his little snout. And then the wallaby, which is so cute. Oh my god. And then Bibron's toadlet. I've got the toadlet. Not extinct.
Not extinct.
Not extinct. So cute. People have been raving about the findings and are absolutely floored by what they have seen. Their reactions pretty much describe our thoughts in a nutshell. And now everybody's squealing. Everybody's excited. Imagine being the person, or having to be the person to find them in the wild. Yeah, I feel like so.
I like that last one.
It's still 2020, they're probably gremlins.
Yeah, right.
That's so cute. I love them. I thought that was just the cutest thing.
Yeah, that's fun. Those are cute.
And since they were talking about people raving about them, that's a pretty good segue.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So, everybody has different ideas of what you would want to happen when you die, what the kind of celebration or party that you would want. Well, these guys threw a big ass fucking rave. Right, graveyard rave. Graveyard. Well, I'm gonna call it a graveyard. Oh, there's no line. It's just showing the rocking. Yep, look at everybody. Everybody was getting down. Apparently not everybody was super stoked about this situation. I don't know why. I think it looks like a great time. Personally. It seems like, oh, that guy, the one guy on the left, he was really feeling it. So, this is in Birmingham. Oh, come on, man. Why? Why would you just go to the whole thing? I don't like it. Mourners in Birmingham set up a full-blown rave in a graveyard to pay tribute to a recently lost loved one, only known as Caddy. DJ parked his turntables up amongst the headstones in Whitney Cemetery as revelers pulled out their best moves in an all-black funeral dress code to the sound of dancehall. It was a dance hall party. So some people thought it was tasteless, other people loved it. I think it's awesome, personally. I'm cool with it. I don't mind. I mean, if you guys want to like rock out, like, why you have to be there all super sad and bummed with like Amazing Grace or something going on in the background? Like, there's no need. Party it up.
Remix of Amazing Grace.
Yeah, something. We got some other. This is just too cute. Just show you guys some cute animal stuff. So they gave this seal. He's a rescued seal, and they gave him a toy, and he fucking loves it so hard right now. This seal won't stop hugging his little seal stuffed animal. He loves it. Look at his face. Look how happy he is. Maybe it thinks it's like a baby, or maybe, I don't
It's the
know.
most ropey baby seal ever.
I agree with you.
I'm keeping this one.
Aww, you should love it so much. So cute. And it was in Japan, so naturally they're like, here, you have a little toy. And I just wanted you guys to all see the glory of this little guy hugging his little fucking friend. Aww. I love it. So, that was it. That's the whole story. I just wanted to share that. It made me really happy. The end. I love sharing stuff. Okay. So, guys, are you ready for this one? Oof. This is about to be a little bit of a bummer here. It's going to get more bummer as I go on. This one. Damn, I heard this and I was like, what? So, first off, everybody tell me, what is your favorite fast food establishment? I'd like to know that, because this is about favorite fast food. Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, Texas laws. Okay. Okay, but until then, I want to know what I would say. Top 3, because I just said one. So I would say top 3 for me. I love McDonald's and Wendy's. Is Subway considered fast food? Like McDonald's though, that's like old standby, but then Wendy's is good shit. And they got Frosties. What they think Frosties? Oh, Popeyes, that's a good choice actually.
Burger King burger. See, I feel like McDonald's fries are now probably Burger fries.
I agree.
Five Guys is good too. I love Five Guys. Oh, but are you ready? They might not. Where are you at? What part of the country or are you in? Part of the world? See, Five Guys. See, that's what the nostalgia. I think that's the only reason anyone likes In-N-Out. I think In-N-Out's terrible. It's not. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna eat it. It's not like I'm gonna turn it down. But it's fine. But it's not what everybody says it is. The local fish and chip shop. Oh man, Long John Silver.
So you're the only Arby's so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arby's.
You're the only, well,
No one cares about Arby's.
I love Arby's. And it's good that nobody else claimed it as their favorite one. This might,
No, am I changing my favorite?
it might pee on your parade.
Okay.
Just a wee,
Don't
just
wee
a
on my
wee
parade.
tad.
Don't pee on my parade.
You're gonna get the joke. Pee on your parade a wee tad because police found a video of the Arby's manager peeing in the milkshakes. He peed in the milkshakes, and it was during a child pornography investigation. It certainly
Is that why
does.
the milkshake machine is always down? It's like
Well, it
peeing.
should. And not only did this happen, but it's in our lovely state of Washington,
Oh, no.
Vancouver, Washington. Yep.
Or go to that one, or
I don't believe
I
so.
think I went to that one.
So they uncovered the footage of the 29-year-old man peeing into a bag of milkshake mix as they were executing a search warrant on his phone as part of a child pornography investigation. So he admitted it. I mean, he's on video. You can't really not
Yeah,
admit it.
Wasn't me.
Manager acknowledged to investigators that he urinated in the milkshake bag at least twice, but that he was almost sure that he threw the bag out. Almost sure. He said he was working alone in the restaurant that night and that he did it for sexual gratification. Lonorato, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Thank you for following.
We're happy to help you.
Welcome to the stream. It's a new stream. That was a joke.
That was a good joke. I love that he's like, I'm almost positive that I threw it out.
almost
Like,
sure I
maybe.
threw it out.
But
Yeah.
he did tell the detective that, yeah, if I didn't throw the bag away, it would have been added to the other mix the next shift and served to customers.
So
Like,
at least it, it would have been
obvious.
added to the other meals and it would have been involved again. It's fine. It's fine.
Another manager told people that at the restaurant that day, they sold at least one ice cream float and about 30 to 40 milkshakes that day.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's why I don't do milkshakes anymore.
I love milkshakes.
Can't pee on a burger without me knowing.
They said there's no significant health risk to consuming a drink contaminated with urine. It is sterile, after all. So they raised the man's bail from $5,000 to $40,000.
Okay, well, good.
So
Yeah, honeybee, the child porn is definitely the most disturbing part.
absolutely.
But this is not a good add-on. Not a very good side item.
No. And he videoed himself doing
Yeah,
that.
any video of it? Come on.
Who knows what else he did that he did not video?
What?
Maybe he did that like every day
Yeah.
and then just videoed it just a long
Probably
time.
filming one time. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. But that's a rough one.
Yeah, that's pretty
So I
rough.
was curious. I mean, I do also love Arby's. And the Jamocha shakes, man, the Jamocha shakes that he did in the Jamocha shake.
If you're gonna feed me, you gotta have a mess.
The shakes. But the last 5 times I've ordered Jamocha shake, the fucking shake machine. So
Yeah.
I haven't had one in like a long while.
Those 30 to 40 milkshakes those people got were the only 30 to 40 milkshakes sold. One time in milkshake machine.
Lord. Alright, we made it through that. And now there are some Texas laws, and I cannot decide which one to tell you. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the list. Because since you're from Texas, tell me if you've ever heard of any of these.
No pee, no chase. Law number 1.
So, first one. It gets weirder than this, but still. It is illegal to sell one's eyes and other organs too. You cannot sell human organs. Selling and purchasing eyes, heart, kidneys, pancreas, liver, lungs, skin, or other organs or tissues can land a Texan in jail for up to a year. It's not that bad, really. And or fines up to a whole whopping $4,000. So they're really kind of barely slapping you on the wrist for selling like some organs. I feel like that should be a much bigger fine, to be honest with you.
So if I sell a candy for like 40 grand, I can have 4 and go to jail for like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
And still have,
Yep.
great.
But you can sell blood and hair. That's
Yeah.
fine. But you can't sell your eyes. Who would sell? That's a weird one.
Don't sell
Don't sell your eyes.
Don't sell your eyes.
Okay, so number 2.
Okay.
I love this. This is so funny. It is illegal in Texas to commit a crime without giving a 24-hour notice. You must give notice.
What?
Oral or written notice. 24-hour advance notice to your victim before committing crimes. The law also needs criminals to mention the nature of crimes to be executed. And now we'll know when to call the cops.
Okay.
You have to literally tell
So if you do report it, is it okay then?
I can't imagine that it would be okay.
I'm going to rob this bank in 25 hours at this
Yeah.
time.
It's so strange.
Weird.
Like nobody has ever done that. No one has ever given 24-hour notice.
Surely someone has reported that.
Yeah, I wonder if you can get away with it. If you're like, well, I fucking told him I was going to be that. I told him. No, but that's funny. It's illegal to commit a crime without giving 24 hours.
I told him I was going to rob him. It's not my fault they stole it.
Okay, number 3. You ready for number 3?
Yeah.
It is illegal to milk another person's cow. You can't milk another. Dusty almost snarfed his classy Budweiser. That's how you know we're in Texas drinking Budweiser. But yeah, you cannot milk someone else's cow.
Milk someone else's cow.
You cannot.
That's only you.
Nope. It stated a fine of no more than $10. No more than $10 if found guilty of milking a stranger's cow. The law was removed in 1973. However, such an act is still considered illegal, and the guilty can face theft of personal property charges.
You're stealing milk.
Yes.
It's not your milk.
But I mean, it's not your milk anyway. It's a goddamn cow's milk, and you're stealing that.
She's not pretty, but she is a
Okay, this next one is killing me. This one's really funny. And once I explain it, it's just going to get even weirder. Number 4. It is illegal in the state of Texas to be in possession of the Encyclopedia Britannica collection.
That explains so much.
So, Texas once banned the entire Encyclopedia Britannica because one volume contained a recipe on how to brew beer at home. Possession of the book could lead you to even jail and or fines. Currently, according to the law, one can homebrew no more than 200 gallons of alcoholic beverage per year. No license is required if the brewer complies with all the rules mentioned in the statute section. So that was a good rule. You can't have like the entire encyclopedia.
So that How to Brew Beer for Dummies book is fine.
Probably not.
But the encyclopedia. Yeah, what's the encyclopedia about? It's about everything. including how to do it.
Yeah, but you can't learn anything else. Don't ask
Yeah.
questions. Don't learn anything.
No
Because there's one
learning.
thing about making your own beer, which you should be able to do.
Probably you should talk about we don't talk about evolution.
Number 5. It is illegal in the state of Texas to walk around barefoot. Certain cities in Texas don't allow walking around barefoot unless you have a permit. To maintain sanitation and the appearance of cities, one needs to purchase a $5 permit before going barefoot.
Okay, yeah.
People are
I mean, that's
confused.
for safety. You can still talk about it.
Okay, we're gonna have to tell all your friends and family about this one because in the state of Texas, it is illegal to drink more than 3 sips of beer while standing. What is that? However, the reason for enforcing such a law is still not clear, and it looks like the law existed till the last century and has disappeared since.
It just kind of disappeared. Like, oh, that law went away.
So, and it is illegal to buy cheese on Sunday. In Houston, it's illegal to buy or sell Limburger cheese specifically on Sunday. One kind of
Is
cheese.
there alcohol in Limburger?
I believe so. It's fucking rank ass like yucky cheese, but I don't think that it's alcoholic cheese. That's weird. Yep. And then
No Limburger.
one more for just to top it off here in Texas. It's illegal to eat trash.
Oh no.
You cannot eat your neighbor's garbage without their permission. Failing to abide by this law can land you in jail for trespassing and property theft. The law is enforced primarily to control unauthorized use of litter in the state.
That's weird. That's weird laws.
That's weird.
That's weird laws. I didn't know about any of this.
I'm barefoot.
Oh, do you have a permit for that, lady?
I need a $5 permit.
Seriously. Where do you get a barefoot permit?
I don't
I don't know where I would.
Let's see.
They sell like a fishing license at Walmart. If I go to Walmart,
I bet.
like a barefoot.
bet.
I need a
Okay.
barefoot permit.
Where do you get a barefoot permit in Texas?
Barefoot permit Texas. According to hg.org, in Texas where it's illegal to go barefoot without a permit, in order to comply with the city's laws of sanitation and appearance, citizens must buy a permit for $5. They are then free to go barefoot. Texas outlawed only.
Okay.
So it didn't really tell you
No way,
where?
though. Good luck finding the barefoot permit station.
That is crazy.
Maybe like the DMV or.
That's the stupidest law I've ever heard. That's so stupid. So there you go. Now you guys know we got some weird laws.
Oh yeah, Waybug, you got a day, but
Oh yeah.
you can't buy
But
cheese.
you can't have stinky cheese
Yeah.
on Lord Waybug Day.
No
I'll suck.
Limburger cheese.
No.
Yeah, where do I get my barefoot permit? I would buy one if I could find a place to sell. I would pay $5 for a barefoot permit.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would just to have it. I would frame it and
just
put it
to
up and go.
have it. Got that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably walk up to a cop barefoot and be like, check it out. You can't arrest me.
I got my permit.
Got
Fuck
my
you.
permit. Don't find me.
Okay, guys. The next article. I've been trying to avoid it, but I think we need to hit it because we need to.
You need to know. This is a need to know article.
Ah, it's so bad. I'm gonna apologize in advance for you guys right now. But this dude is obsessed with sushi, which I also am obsessed with sushi. I love sushi. He would eat sashimi, raw fish, like every day. That was his jam. He'd do it every day. Well,
I like it.
he pulled a 5-foot tapeworm out of
Out of his butt.
Out of his butt. 5 feet. I am not even 5 feet tall.
It wasn't even in his
I'm almost.
sushi, it was in his butt.
So it made a little baby tapeworm in his stomach, and it grew, and it was there. It's this. This one says 5.5, so it was over 5 feet. As if 5 feet
It's
wasn't.
getting bigger.
It wasn't
Just keeps
enough.
growing.
So we'll check out the super neato video. Thanks, Callie.
Oh, thanks, Callie. Hooray.
I'm glad you enjoyed the
We
long.
got a cheer.
I'm sorry, you're probably gonna want to take the bits back after we cover this story, and I apologize.
You can't have them back. We're not giving them back.
Sorry. But look, oh Lord, you guys, he loves sushi.
Well, at least he got it out. That's good.
And
The
it's
worm in
horrible.
question. That's why we got this. The worm in question. This is the worm.
And he will not eat sushi anymore after that. He is done with the sushi. That's taller than you too. How tall are you, Kelly? I'm 4'11" and like 3/4, maybe. Half. Whatever. He's gonna say 3/4. So this worm's bigger than me either way, and it sounds like bigger.
I like up here it said, so the guy said, the one thing I like that I love sushi, specifically salmon sashimi, and I eat it every day. And then he also mentioned upon leaving the hospital that this love had now wilted and died, leaving him to a future without fresh salmon goodness. So
Sucks for him,
after
dude.
this, he's like, no more. We don't do that
Nope.
anymore.
No. I mean, God. While there isn't an exact diagnosis, he says it's reasonable to think the infection, in which the tapeworm gestated inside the man for at least 6 months, was caused by the consumption of raw fish. It's known as the Japanese broad tapeworm. So at first they thought that it only infected fish in Asia, but now they're thinking of the North American coast. Okay, he wrapped it. It was a fucking toilet paper roll.
Well, I
He
mean,
wrapped it around.
It kind of makes sense, I guess.
Dude. It's the grossest thing.
Oh,
It's like a spider with the string coming out of his mouth.
yeah.
Okay, just to make it even spookier, they can in fact grow up to 30 feet long. They can grow to 30 feet long. What the fuck? Isn't the treatment actual pesticides? I'm not sure exactly, but
You just pull it out of your butt. You get pulled.
no. But if you don't, like, it's like with cats or dogs or whatever, you give them deworming pills, and it's something that takes them out from the inside. So I imagine for people it's probably something similar. I don't know if it's just like a regular old fashioned one. I don't know. But it's not good. It's not good. And I'm curious what this has to say. Oh, what?
Everybody asks me something.
Oh, they asked him if he had abdominal discomfort,
Or
if he was
vomiting or weight loss, and says some might find the latter symptom to be advantageous. And said that everybody asked me everybody asked me that, recounting the question of weight loss, and the answer is absolutely not. It was like all the negatives of the worm infestation and none of the positives. So he did get the others, but he does not lose weight. Bummer.
I don't know what this video is going to be like. Hopefully it's a quickie. The top 20 of what the fuck.
Patient was on the talk show. But basically, he had this patient come in. He lives in Southern California. And one day, this patient was going to the bathroom. And he was like checking out what was going on down there because things didn't feel quite right. And what he did is see a little bit of a tapeworm coming out of his rectum. And he pulled it out. And he wrapped it around an empty toilet paper roll and he went to the doctor with his new friend.
How long was this new friend?
It was 5 feet long.
Oh my god.
It was 5 feet long.
No!
I feel like the process is very calm where you're like, oh, I need to go to the doctor. But yeah, he went to the doctor. He's like, here's the 5 foot long tapeworm that's been living inside of me. And the doctor's like, WTF, how did that happen? And the man's like, the only thing I can think of is that every day I eat salmon sashimi. Like, it's like a beautiful lifestyle to be able to afford to eat salmon sashimi every single day for lunch. But sometimes the consumption of raw fish, if it's coming from a poor source, can lead to the gestation of a tapeworm. And basically this tapeworm was in this dude's body for 6 months. And then he whipped it in.
That's one of my other
Here we are
biggest
today
fears.
talking about it. That's our job.
Since we're talking about biggest fears, that's one of them. I hate it so much, but I had to share it with you guys. I was like, I can't share this on the podcast. Talk about it. But then I was like, no, you guys deserve to know. We're here. Weird news. And that is the epitome of weird news.
That's the weird news. Yeah, honeybee.
Had to do
Around
it.
the toilet paper roll, right? But it makes sense. It's a good place. You know, if you're in the bathroom, you don't have a whole lot. Wrap it up, wrap it up. Genius. It's genius.
Yeah, sashimi is expensive. It's true.
Or maybe he was eating the cheap sashimi, which is why he ended up with this.
You know what? Maybe so. Maybe instead of getting sushi grade salmon, maybe the guy was just getting regular hunks of salmon from the store and chopping it up. That could be the case. This is why we only do sushi grade. Everybody learn a lesson.
Why you pay top dollar for sushi.
Lesson. Oh my god. It's horrible. I apologize for having to share that with you guys.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna do something happier and cute. Since I just subjected you to that. Well, it's a cool world record. It's cool. These Australian folks knitted the world's largest tea cozy with a circumference of 63 feet.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's pretty rad. I mean, I don't know why you need a tea cozy really, like, in general.
You keep your tea cozy.
I guess. I mean, it's fine.
You don't want uncomfortable
But
tea.
they aim to beat the world record of 11.15 feet tall. And this one was 16.7 feet tall. And the circumference was only 36.4 feet before. So they did 63. And this...
The world's largest tea cozy was assembled in Fish Creek at the weekend, smashing the current Guinness World Record. Standing 5.1 metres high and with a circumference of 19.3 metres, Frankston Knitting Group Knit a Row and Go worked tirelessly, knitting more than 300 kilometres of yarn to assemble a huge cosy as part of the Fish Creek Tea Cozy Festival. The record will now be sent to be authenticated before it's made official.
Enjoyed
this Win News
That
item?
was a lot of people
tag.
knitting a tea cozy. All right. Okay. That was kind of fun. Yeah.
Everything deserves to be personal.
Yeah. But to make one that big, 63 feet.
Well, honeybee, enjoy your look.
Oh yes, have a nice look,
Have a
honeybee.
nice
We're glad you're here. Lurking or in chat. So this is kind of neat. This couple from Alabama bought a helicopter and turned it into a camper called the Heli Camper. And that sounds so fun. That's so cool. So let's check it out. They bought it from a Florida guy, and they just decided to convert it. So let's see what these guys got to say.
You ever scroll through Facebook Marketplace and see something you really wanted and just had to have? One man did, but he wasn't quite sure what to do with it.
Yeah, after talking with his wife, they came up with an idea. As NBC 15's Lisa Labreniak explains, it's an idea that turned into a project requiring at least 900 hours of work so far.
This is what you call a Heli Camper, and I don't know about you, but I think this is pretty cool.
It was kind of a crazy idea.
A crazy idea indeed, but Maggie Morgan and Blake Morris, both helicopter pilots in the Coast Guard in Mobile, decided why not? Why not buy the main body of a helicopter from a man in Florida in 2020? But they weren't sure what to do with it at first.
Eventually came around to the idea that like, oh, maybe I could turn that into a camper. And I asked Maggie. Luckily, she was very supportive. I expected her to say that I was crazy, and she actually said like, oh, that sounds like a great idea.
They then began the camper conversion, but there was some special requests from Maggie about the cockpit.
I wanted to be able to come out here and sit and drink my coffee and look out the windows of the helicopter while we camp.
Creating an Instagram page documenting the progress, even sharing some photos of the Heli Camper back in its German police days. They were able to locate the photos thanks to the serial number on the airframe. They even had some help from Airbus.
So it went to the German military police first, and then they actually got bought from there, used in Afghanistan with U.S. troops for a few years, and then it came here in about 2011, something like that, back to the States.
They wanted to keep the aviation theme going inside the camper, although they had to tear a lot of things out.
If we open this up, you can see it's actually from an aircraft lavatory. So the
outdoor TV hookup, cable hookup.
we're not roughing it for sure. The TV there swings around, so you can watch that in bed or when you're making food in the kitchen.
After getting permits and everything else necessary to have it on the road, they took it out for the first time on a camping trip last month.
We got a lot of honks, and when we stopped at some of the stoplights, people would honk and roll down their window and ask what it was, or they'd give us a big thumbs up.
They're actually going camping this weekend, so if you see them on the highway, don't forget to give them a honk. In Mobile, Lisa Libraniak, NBC 15 News.
That is so cool.
What is that thing? It's top secret, don't ask.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I love it.
What kind of permits did they have to get to take it out? I mean, you put it on a trailer. You have a trailer no matter what it is. As long as they took the colors off, so it's not hitting things.
But it was German military police.
Yeah.
And then U.S. military. Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's up to the Heli Camper. Yeah, I like that she wanted to sit in the front cockpit. That's a great idea.
That is super cool.
Yeah, it's an attack camper.
I love it. I love it. It's so fun. I'm just so stoked to find out that these people are so creative. It's very good. Oh, man.
Comes with a cool name.
So, guys, the end of an era is upon us.
Eras are ending left and right.
How many of you guys remember using payphones all the time when we were younger? I used to use payphones all the time. I still, up until a few years ago, remember the mall payphone phone number because we used to call our friends at it all the time. And I mean, we survived off that way. My generation, neighbors, call our friends back all the time, call our parents back, whatever. And they just removed the very last functioning payphone in New York City. It's gone. Took it away. Yes, it's crazy that there's even still functioning one.
2022. They still have working people?
So,
How much was it on the phone call? $3?
it's a bummer. The end of the payphone era.
Oh, Callie, good night to you.
Good night, Kelly. Oh, actually, Kelly, next week we will be not streaming because we will still be on our trip, and I don't believe we will be in a position to stream. So I'm so sorry, but we're going to be back.
Monday.
Yeah, we're going to be back the following week. So just keep your little notifications turned on. Just know that next week we're going to be taking it off, but we will be back.
Well, you're going to miss us on Wednesday anyway, so don't worry, you're not missing anything on Wednesday. We won't be streaming. But Monday, we will be streaming.
We will not. Correct. be traveling and not
Oh,
streaming.
still traveling.
So don't listen to him. Listen
It's
to
not over.
No, it's not.
Not even Monday.
No. Next week, we will be taking next week off. Oh, June, first week of June, we'll stay. So, we will see you then. Thank you. Thank you. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But we love you and we're glad that thanks for being so sweet. So we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Mwah. Thanks for being a part of our little fam. It's pretty awesome. Yes. Okay. So yeah, so they took out the last payphone. In 2014, there were more than 6,000 active payphones, according to the city website. Yeah, in 2014.
Never would have thought that.
Yeah, and they were originally slated to be removed by 2020, but it took longer than expected.
Yeah, because they had to find them and nobody knew where they were. Like, we have working payphones? I never saw a working one.
Good night, Steve.
Oh, good night,
Sweet
Steve.
dreams.
Thanks for coming
in.
in.
Steve.
Wait, but you guys still have payphones and they're free for local calls? What? Australia's awesome. We don't have anything free.
Yeah, no, we are not free around these parts.
Plaintiff said that the original phone hacker, Captain Crunch, was from NYC.
Captain Crunch.
Crunch.
That's funny.
Original phone hacker. When was that? That was like the 80s, right?
That's a hell. That's a big thing. Yeah, and they were saying that the public payphones provided free 911. So, you know, if something happens, it's an emergency and it's funny. I think it is good to have that as an option. I mean, if you lost a phone, broke a phone, whatever, if somebody robbed you, took your purse, and now you have no phone, I'm sure you could go use a phone in some of these establishments. But still, it's just like, it's kind of good for safety purposes, but they just make that right out.
Yeah, those probably whoever's standing next to you.
It is true. Somebody will be there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's New York City.
You know what? That's so sad.
Trying to just be stepping over your life is fine.
Yeah, that's it. That's a weird one. Of New York City. Alright, so we have a pretty inspiring world record right here. A woman breaks one-handed climbing world record in London. I am very curious how she did this. She climbed a vertical distance of 1,220 feet. That is a really long way. I don't freaking know. So I'm curious. Let's see what she says.
This is an official Guinness World Records attempt.
We're just going to do a practice run, putting into practice what we've been training for and seeing how many runs she can do.
To set this record, I need to climb a minimum of 200 meters on a wall, one-handed. I have 1.5 hands, and my little arm is actually my dominant one on the wall. So for me, it's learning how to climb left-handed only, learning how to readjust my balance, how to generate power, and to really work with what is essentially my weaker side. So being a one-arm climber, essentially I have to be able to pull off more different types of unorthodox moves to reach something that's maybe on my right side or higher than me because I'm short. Whenever you want to go.
The fact that she's got one hand is not really her disability, it's her illnesses.
I had cancer when I was 23. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is that my joints can spontaneously dislocate. It's even walking a few steps, I can sprain my ankle, or getting out of bed, I can pop a hip, which is not fun. I also have a range of other issues from asthma, celiac disease. Life is complicated. Running my medical life is almost a full-time job on top of my full-time job.
The last 4 weeks have been slightly nightmarish. I came down with bronchitis, lost about 50% of my lung capacity, ended up in accident and emergency because I took the wrong medications, because I got confused and I was too unwell. Literally walking the 10 meters to another room was too hard at one point. Purely training for this attempt has been, well, it had to get put on hold. I mean, I couldn't even make it to the climbing centre.
A bit of an update on what's going on. So I managed to possibly dislocate my knee about 3 weeks ago, getting up from my kitchen chair after working. And the rehab hasn't necessarily gone the way we'd like.
The last 14 days have been hell on earth. I had extreme fatigue a couple of weeks ago and kind of knew that meant that I was going to be coming down with an infection. It just didn't, I had no idea what it was going to be. Probably the kidneys or lungs. It proved to be lungs. So I haven't climbed in 10 days. Well, I got back to the climbing wall today and my endurance was awful. So I've obviously had surgery, I've spent a lot of months in rehab. I had to have a scan done to my knee which swelled it up. So I may be climbing tomorrow in a harness up a wall. We'll see if my knee can handle it and the rest of me can.
I discovered climbing by accident when I was 8. I was on a school trip and we happened to do it there. You know, as an 8-year-old, it's one thing to go climbing, it's fine, I was relatively healthy. But, you know, I'd had cancer, I was struggling to walk, I was struggling with lifting my arm up, I couldn't do my harness, I didn't know how to do my knots. And one of my best friends, she basically said, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Worst thing is you don't like it, or best thing is you find something that changes your life. The mental focus on the wall was enough to make me forget that I was ill. I was a normal person on the wall. I was just a climber. And for the first time in a very long while, I felt like a person rather than as a chronically ill, disabled person. Been competing now for 6 years off and on. I reached second in the UK in my category in the first year I competed. And since then, I've been sort of ranging second, third, and fourth, depending on the year. Thought about calling quits several times today, but got through it, so pleased. And I'll be so happy if I set a high record because everybody else can suffer trying to outdo me. I think I'm looking forward to it in the sense of I'm really looking forward to seeing the end of this. I hit a real low health-wise last year as well, so for me, getting the record, even making the attempt would be a real milestone for me towards my recovery. It means I'm back, it means I can do things, it means the impossible is still possible for me.
The minimum requirement for this Guinness World Records title is 200 metres. Now, we've measured the wall officially today, and the wall is confirmed at 7.35 metres, which means that you must, to break this Guinness World Record title, ascend the wall at least 28 times. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is an official Guinness World Records attempt. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, when I made just oh, 28. Wow.
At least 28. But she did. Miles are 200. Set the record with 28 minutes right now. So she's coming.
Man, she's a beast.
One minute.
Well, Plain Toast, good night to you.
Good night, Plain Toast.
Have a good evening. We'll see you on the 15th.
I'm just gonna record.
Lucia was saying you attempted the Guinness World Records title for the greatest vertical distance climb on a climbing wall with one hand in 1 hour by Athena. I can announce that I discounted none of your ascents. The record to beat was 200 meters, and you achieved 374.85 meters, which means it's a new Guinness World Records title.
So I needed 28 for the record, the title. Today I was aiming for 51 runs, and I did 51 runs. Getting a Guinness World Records title it's incredible. I mean, I never imagined that this would be possible. But I do have a slogan in my life called "Going to keep believing in your impossible." So I guess I've just done that.
Well, she didn't even dislocate anything, which was really cool.
Yeah, because she just dislocates everything all the time. That was really interesting that she just
uses that when your joints just dislocate. That's
I
terrible.
wonder if it's like Ehlers Danlos or something like that, where your connective tissue is weird.
Yeah, she said what it was.
That's pretty creepy.
Oh, hi, Rox.
Roxy, we're glad you're here.
Glad you got
Yeah, we just, a bunch of people just filtered out for the night. I was thinking about wrapping it up. And then you popped in. And you're here.
We're keep going just for you.
For a hot second. Oh, this one's pretty cool.
Yeah, meanwhile I could do that with 2 hands.
I know, I could not either.
I can climb the wall with 2 hands, but not that many times. There's no way.
No, I couldn't even do it once. I mean, I could try, but I'd be like, oh, like I would hate it, and it would hurt.
I did it blindfolded with my work at the time. Because they kind of, they hit a wall, and there was the easy, medium, and hard. And I told somebody that I would race me to the top. And somebody was like, you should do it blindfolded. And I was like, okay. So we both blindfolded ourselves, and they were on the medium wall, and I was on the hard wall. And I won. That's all I won. But
That is amazing.
that was fun.
I would not do that blindfold. That would stress me out so hard.
Oh, you got ropes on you. That's fine.
No, I would still totally stress me out.
That's
Ropes are
fine.
not.
But the thing is, when they're belaying you, like, you actually feel it kind of with you when you're climbing. Like, it's not like when you're climbing on a wall where if you fall, you're like falling. That, like, if you fall, like, you fall. You feel it lifting you while you're climbing too. Like, they're not lifting you up the wall, but you feel the support.
Okay.
So
Just the fact that I know that I'm not high off the ground, I'd be more than settled that I'm not feel. No, I don't need to be doing that. There's no need for me to do that.
no one needs to do it. You can go for the one-handed knitted tea cozy. The largest tea cozy.
Well, you are in Australia, and they broke that record in Australia, so I think you should hop on it. Roxy, I didn't even know you were going to come in tonight, because aren't you on the road?
Yeah.
Isn't today the day that you hit the road?
You're on your phone,
Yeah, are you, where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah, the Texas trip was going pretty well. Going good. We had tornado scare today.
Yeah, for the most part, it's good. Hanging out with the family's been good. But Roxy, you know how I feel about tornadoes. I know you know this. And since you don't know the beginning of the story, I'll just reiterate because I'm still stressed out right now. There was a pretty wicked storm that was a little bit north of us. And actually, it went right near Dusty's grandparents' house where we were at today. We left it today and came down to Brownfield. And there was a massive tornado warning in the area. And then previously, just before that, there was a massive, gigantic tornado. And I've never been this close to a tornado of this statute, like ever in my life. Never. Alright, I'll show you here. I'll give you
I was just
the
north of my grandparents. My uncle was a little bit nearby there. They got hail, but it wasn't.
So this is where his grandparents' house is, where we were at earlier today. And then where we are is kind of down here right now, so we were south of it, which is good. But look, actually look what happened today. Oh God, Jesus, see, they don't even want you to see this. This is dude, this happened today. Like in the region in which I am in. I mean, do they have sirens? They probably do, but this is out in like boonies.
It was far enough away from us we wouldn't be able to hear the sirens. Especially with the wind blowing like it was. Like we would, but they had sirens for sure.
And we were on the road. We took a long drive from his grandparents down here, and it started hailing like a bit for like a minute. We were like, oh no, we thought it was gonna like beat the car up, and there was like dark clouds to the distance, but I don't know, I didn't, my mind didn't go to tornado, which is weird because normally you think it would, but for some reason it didn't. And they were noticing that the dirt and the wind was blowing. They're like, normally it blows that way, but it's blowing that way. That's weird. And neither of them said, oh shit, maybe there's a tornado because it's pulling the other way.
Looking at the sky, I didn't even think tornado at all. But it was behind us. We were heading south. Yeah. But yeah, that's considerable.
That is
large.
That is a really, I mean, I don't even know how large, but I was looking at it and saying, that's at least a mile wide funnel. Like, that's a big one.
They didn't say how fast the wind was. I don't know how fast it was going. How powerful it was. But it's big. And luckily there's nothing out there. Like, I mean, you can see it. Like, it's perfectly flat, and there's hardly there's no population anywhere. But there were a couple other places that they were worried about that were kind of in that path, but I don't think they hit anything terrible.
It says 7 hours ago, and that was around 5 o'clock, and that is when we were driving back. Like, I bet you that hail that we got was part of that storm. Oh my God, and we were just driving down the road, and I didn't know. I didn't know.
I mean, it was north of Orleans. It was north of where we were anyway.
But you can see like 800 miles because everything's flat, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh Lord, goodness gracious. Oh, I just shared another article of myself. Let's check this beast. It says it's a new video. Yes. I looked at the, it's like west of here, just a wee tad. So here's a few videos. Okay, I just love to torture myself. Okay. Oh my God. I was so close to this.
Get closer.
Like close.
Just a little bit closer. Oh.
But that's not just like a little twist. Wow, that's like super loud. Wow. So, since you lived out here for like a million years, how many times did you see big tornadoes like of this size?
I've never seen. I've seen funnel clouds start to form in the ground. But I've never seen one touch the ground.
I've never even seen any tornadoes touch the ground.
No,
and you
not
grew
anywhere,
up out here.
Not anywhere near where I was. I've never seen it. And then when I lived in Dallas, there was actually 6 that touched down around Dallas. But the storm was so bad that we couldn't see it. So we didn't know where they were. So we couldn't see them. Around Dallas and Fort Worth. Okay. But we couldn't see it. It was too stormy. But I've never seen it.
Wow.
They were always away.
That many years. You lived out here 20-something years. And you've never, and then this week we're here, and this happens to be super close to us like this. Like, what the fuck? Waywug, to answer your question, Well, for a long time, Texas was not in any way really like a hot spot for hurricanes. But in the past 20-something years since the Gulf has warmed up as much as it is, the hurricanes are kind of going around Florida and getting sucked into the Gulf, where before they would kind of hit Florida and then dissipate before they really hit Texas, but they would go into the Gulf of Mexico and come up, but it hits the Houston area. It's kind of like on the east side near Louisiana and everything. We're in West Texas and it is really large. Oh yeah. Yes, you can. So refresh.
Yeah, I can show you.
Zoom out. Yeah, let's give you a little.
Because Texas it's giant.
Texas is really large. It's bigger than like almost all the European countries combined. It's totally big.
So this is the state here, and we're like over here. So yeah, here's the whole state. We are up here, and it's all desert. We're on the very edge of Tornado Valley, but it's all desert over here. But the hurricanes, they come up this way. They've been going down around Florida and coming up this way, so they're hitting this coast. But to put it in perspective, from here to here is a 6-hour drive. So that's 6 hours. So for us to get
from where we are, that would probably be 10 hours to Houston or something.
Yeah, it's probably 12 to 13 hours to get down here. Because we're way up here. So it's probably, I would guess, it's probably 14 hours, 12 to 14 to get to here. So we're far away from hurricanes.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about hurricanes, but tornadoes do.
Because there's the tornado alley.
Oh yeah,
we're right on the edge.
8 hours and 37 minutes right now. Current traffic conditions from here
to get to Houston. Oh, that's way faster than I thought.
But yeah, so if a hurricane hit, it would dissipate by the time it got farther inland. But it was just gnarly storms. Like there's gnarly storms that happen. Normally the big storms that happen that like fuck people up are in like this area. Like these are where the big tornadoes tend to happen. And then this area here, they get wicked storms and they also do get tornadoes. But the big fatty tornadoes are kind of in this region. Oklahoma, and Kansas, Nebraska, Texas, yeah. But yeah, this is kind of nuts that we're
on the very edge
right now.
And actually, with Leveland, where my grandparents are, there's a tale that there's a Native American blessing on that town and that region against tornadoes, and they say that's why Leveland never been hit by a tornado, because it's got this Native blessing.
It is. And I thought about that earlier, actually, when all this shit was going down. I was like, well, at least there's that cool blessing. But yeah, the tornado, Morton, is right here. Let me zoom up a little bit. So this is where we were earlier today. And then this is where the gigantic monster, tornado was today. So that's fucked up. And we had to come down this way. So, yep, we missed it. It's crazy because it looks like a lot of the shitty weather was off to our left when we were coming south. So we were seeing like this shit, but we weren't really even looking on that side, really. But it was most likely while we were driving around, it was when it was either forming or actually.
I was looking at it earlier, you can see the rotation of it. It was like, there's more essential clockwise on here. And yeah, where we were coming in, so we were coming from Melbourne to Barefoot, so we were heading south, and the wind was circling this direction. So the fact that the dirt was blowing to the west, and we were like, that's really weird, we're going that way. It was because of that big circle. That big circle.
So we were in the region of the cell. We weren't in the actual like.
Yeah, we were in the spiraling of the wind, like where that storm was moving. But we weren't in the cell at all. But we were. Our wind was being affected by it.
No, you're right, Roxy. It's not super far in tornado terms at all. Especially since I hate them coming to schools ever to me. That is way too close. And we didn't even know because we got back here. It was like, oh, we might have thunderstorms today. And we're like, oh, looks like we got shit out of the thunderstorms. Like, okay, there's a little bit of hail we got on the way here, but like, whatever. It was windy, but not so bad. And Dusty left and like did a thing. And we were just chilling. And then we put the news on before we started the podcast. We were eating some pizza. It was monster and stuff like that. And then we put the news on. And we were like, what the fuck? And it was like, it's coming right at like your grandparents' house. And I started losing my shit a little bit. Started freaking out. No, but we're good. It's fine. It's okay. I think we're in the clear, but it was just too close for comfort. Like that big of one too. Because they were like, there's tornado warnings in these areas, this and that. And then they're like, and there was a tornado earlier, large scale tornado. And I was like, what do you mean? And I Googled it. Ah! Like that is not what I expected to see. Was that monster, huge, like wedge tornado like that? Fuck that shit.
And yeah, on the drive back, I was watching a whole bunch of lightning flashing and stuff. It was super cool to watch all the lightning, but I didn't think it would go that.
No. But yeah, this is in fact what happened today. And I'm so glad that I didn't see it. Like part of me wanted to see it, you know, like that weird dark side of me would have thought it was really cool to see it, but I would have had a meltdown. And I would have felt bad for you and your mom because I would have been like flipping out on it. Well, but it's so far, like I would feel like, okay, at least I can see it's like going that way, but they can move. I mean, this one's not a jumper. The little ones are jumpers. This one's obviously on a mission. I would have been like, turn the car around!
And I wonder how long it was on the ground.
Touchdown near Morton. But the ones like that, those big ones, they tend to stick around for a minute. They don't dissipate. They create their own, climate essentially within them. Being that big, that's really big.
But if the wind wasn't going very fast, it doesn't look like it was going super fast, but it's also giant. Yeah.
Wow, and they were saying golf ball size hail possible. So that's like, that's pretty intense. That's big hail.
Yeah, well, it probably tore up some farms and crops and stuff.
It did.
Which, actually, that being said, like what you can see in the screen right now, how flat and brown it is, like that's all of this area. That's where we are. Yeah. It all looks like that. But it's all cotton fields and really low plants. Those trees that are over there, they brought those in. Those aren't actually funny.
Yeah, we saw some cool tumbleweeds today. Tumbling around. Just moving around. But,
yeah, that looks like my unplayable. Yeah, it probably went over a bunch of fields. I don't know. If hit houses, it was probably just a couple, honestly. Which is good. Nothing super populated either.
That's just
Yeah.
so things going good. We're having a really good time with the family, but that really stressed me out. But didn't think about that more. Oh, it might be thunderstorms. I was all cool. I wasn't like giant mile-wide tornado. So I'm glad I didn't think about that because I think it would have stressed me out substantially. So it's cool. We're still alive, and I think it's gonna be okay. But on another note, this toddler ordered 31 cheeseburgers to be delivered. A 2-year-old ordered DoorDash and ordered 31 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. That is awesome. I don't know how they did that.
31 cheeseburgers.
I'm curious what this mom was saying.
Her mom was surprised to learn just how big of an appetite her 2-year-old boy has.
So he had not one, not two, but almost 3 dozen hamburgers delivered to the house. Take a look. 131. What do you think about all this, kiddo? You gonna eat all this? Can you share? Take all of them. 31. So Barrett Golden ordered 31 McDonald's cheeseburgers on DoorDash, totaling more than $90. His mom, Kelsey, telling us she thought Barrett was taking pictures. He just kept on hitting the screen on the phone. So she was shocked when she opened the door to have this massive order delivered. The Barrett slip of the finger gave way to a good deed.
So I didn't know what to do with him. He only ate half of one. So
Come on, dude.
I posted on a community page here in Kingsville and asked if anybody wanted some. One girl came by and picked up 6.
Hey, get this. As part of that $90 bill, Barrett actually included a $16 tip.
Good tipper.
Mr. Big Spender.
That's right. There you go.
Alright, good. Even he tips better than
He does
some of the
tip better than a
celebrities
lot of people that I know. Oh my god, that's so funny. Fucking kid, man. Okay, this one, I ran across this one. I love this headline. Oh. Wild, aggressive turkey terrorizes the nation's capital and slips across state lines into Maryland.
He's on the run.
What the hell, dude? A ferocious wild turkey has been terrorizing residents in Washington, D.C. and Maryland while eluding multiple agencies who are on its trail. Oh my god. Residents have for months reported being attacked by a wild turkey, and officials believe it's the same male turkey responsible. Several of these attacks were reported on the Encyclopedia River, blah blah blah. Okay, let's check out this video. This is probably
Well, shutting down the office for Mike's.
Well, here we go. Gosh darn ads. So, well, I mean, why you gotta be attacking people? Why you gotta be like, this isn't even, I did an ad for nothing. It's not even talking about the turkey. I need a video. I need a turkey video. There's gotta be, right? Because it's, here's the culprit. Was he pushing cyclists into a river? I mean, maybe. There's got to be. There's not a video video. I hate this. I hate it. Look at this. He looks angry. Look at the one that got perfect.
It was a scary situation. Just riding along path, and this gigantic turkey just jumps out towards my face and almost knocked me off the bike. And then proceeded to chase me around for 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
That's a vicious turkey.
5 minutes is a long time for a fucking turkey to be chasing you around, man.
I can hunt the turkey real quick.
Could you, though?
Yeah.
Could you?
Oh, he
If
runs.
this guy was coming out, look at his face. He looks serious as fuck.
Kick the football. Don't look like this. Kick footballs. He's loaded around. He's ready to be hunted. He wants to be
Okay.
kicked apart.
But what if it makes it more angry? Okay.
Just keep kicking. Maybe you hit some kid in the face with it. Like that.
See, somebody shared a video and then they don't want to show us the video. Oh, these ads are just atrocious. Look at this guy on his bike and the turkey's just coming at him. Hardcore, dude. Hardcore. I was trying to get away from him and he came after me. He wouldn't let me pass.
Go up above this pillar.
No. Nope. That's okay. We're going to have to imagine.
Just imagine.
It is a really nice bird. I gotta hand it to him. He looks good, but it looks like very intense. Like he knows he's badass. So notorious, he got whiskey named after him. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, that's pretty rough. And the poor guy, 70-year-old, was attacked. And this other resident told the paper she ended up in urgent care with puncture wounds and had to get a tetanus shot and antibiotics. When it was a few feet away, suddenly it jumped at me like some cartoon. I had to use my purse to beat it back. Oh my god. Yeah, and the cyclist was holding the bike up. And he was like, "Can you help?" And someone's like, "I'm coming now. Help." Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, there you go. Wild turkey. There he goes. His little face. Okay. It's been such an issue, they put up a sign that says, "Do not approach wildlife." It will approach you. Don't approach it. It will approach you, Karen. That was... Oh, man. We got the oldest man alive right now. Guinness World Record. For the oldest living dude. Alive. Okay, he's going to be so cute. He's a man. He's 112. Just a few days shy of Hunter. Thanks for following. We are so happy to have you. Welcome to the show. We are doing web news of the week right now.
With our weird audio at the moment, sorry it doesn't sound magical. We're on a road trip.
Yeah, we're on the road right now.
We don't have our usual microphone, so the fan on the computer, which normally isn't even on, is being
It is.
It's making a weird sounding, but normally we don't sound like a fan.
That's true. But we're happy to have you. And Dee Dee actually brought you in. I'm so glad. Cool. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. That's awesome. Yay.
Thanks, Dee Dee, for spreading the word.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to have you. And great. So yeah, we actually were just about to cover a Guinness World Record. And this is a world record for the oldest living person right now. It's a Venezuelan man who is almost 113 years old. And I bet he's going to be so cute. So let's check him
Passed away in January 2012. Born in 1909.
Ajá, ¿y cuánto tiempo duró estudiando? 5 meses. Ay, la profesora, ¿qué pasó?
Teacher gave him a book to learn from instead.
¿Qué fue lo que la profesora le regaló? ¿Un cuaderno? Y usted escribía era ahí, ¿verdad? ¿Usted quería mucho a la profesora? Ah.
The first photo taken he was 15 became a sheriff in 1948.
¿Cuántos años fue que usted duró de aguacil, papito? 10 años. 10 años.
Invention of television and the internet.
A lot of inventions.
Yeah.
Super Sentai.
Advice for living a long time. Don't drink too much alcohol. That's crazy.
This living person, she's 115.
He's the oldest living male. Yep, hold on. We gotta catch that very. Oldest living person is 118. Hold on. 118 years and 73 days. 118 years old. She's 5 years older than him. Oh my God. Good night, honeybee.
Oh, good night, honeybee.
Thanks for buzzing on in.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Love ya.
Thanks for looking.
And we'll see you when we get back.
Yeah, we'll see you when we'll make it back.
Wow, 119.
113? I mean, 113.
113 is a lot.
Really, if I had to guess the oldest living person, I would.
No, that's old. So the Guinness World Records announced the oldest person living, female, is Sister Andre Toulon of France. Her age was verified as 119 years and 95 days. So is it that chick? And she's
It's
older.
the same lady. This is when she was 100. So the video is
No, I mean, this video just came out honoring this guy. So I don't, maybe it's a different video. I don't know, but this, it's, yeah, 118/119. And 95 days. That's 20 years older than him. Anyway. Fuck. Wow. One night is crazy. What? I know. I can't even move along because it's like, it's too crazy. Holy shit. And Roxy, your grandpa lived, what was it, 103 or 104? Digital content.
Yeah, wait, but we should definitely get
That's
them
awesome.
to meet up.
They should. Yeah, Roxy's family members were all young. Yes, that's true. The multiple pandemics, all the world wars, everything. The actually slight.
Yeah, see the invention flight to be on the moon to all the computers we have on things right now.
To planning a mission to Mars and a space hotel and all of this stuff. Yeah, 103.
Yeah, you see all of the 1900s and then into the 2000s and then into the 2020s. They saw all of the 1900s. And that was for
Dude.
1900s was 22.
That is
That's crazy.
shit.
Give a lot of magic.
And he still remembered the name of his teacher, so it's like he was still there in his mind. He remembered something like that. Obviously, he was, old and struggling for sure, but he seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, what is it, the average age, I guess, is probably 85 or something like that, maybe. Maybe not even, but like, you're considered like pretty old at 80 something. And that's like 35 to 40 years past that. Yes. Shit.
That's mind blowing.
That super is mind blowing. I am. Let's see. What's going on with this one? What are the odds of this? Identical twins gave birth on the same day at the hospital. What are the odds of that? We were talking about twins a bunch actually the past 2 days because we were hanging out with our little nieces who are so cute, little 4-year-old twinsies, and they're just adorable. And we were talking about like connections that twins have and everything. That's really nuts that they got pregnant around the same time and then gave birth on the same day, so their kids have the same birthdays. Let's see what these ladies have to say.
Aaron and I are identical twins and delivered on the same day. Aaron and I have always been very close. One day we always had hoped that we could be pregnant together. It was a surprise, but also felt so right when it did.
We had almost identical symptoms, like exactly at the same time. So it was kind of interesting. Throughout our pregnancies, it's always kind of been the run-on joke between Jill and I and our husbands that the boys would come on the same day. I just thought it was nerves because I knew that Jill was going in for her C-section. I spoke with the nurse. She said, "Oh, sweetie, it sounds like your water just broke. So yes, you do need to come in." My next phone call was to Jill and I said, "Okay, this isn't a joke. I'm pretty sure my water just broke. Zach's on his way home from work and he's gonna bring me to the hospital." And Jill said, "Okay, well, we'll see you there at 11:30.
Just the way that life has been for us, we've just been so close and so inseparable that it made complete sense in a very odd way.
Super weird.
We ended up delivering Oliver via C-section at 6:39 in the evening, and then Silas made his way at 11:31 p.m. It made the experience really, really fun that we were able to time the discharge at the same time as well. Just really excited for the future, and boys are going to be going to school together, and they just are going to have each other to have such a great support system. Just excited to see all of the different experiences that they're going to be able to share together.
Wow. Crazy odds.
After our past life episode and all the reincarnation talk, now it's going to be interesting to find out if both of those boys are reincarnated twins from a past life. The problem.
Well, speaking of babies, one more weird baby story. This baby was born on a Frontier Airlines plane. In a lavatory. Flying over Florida. No, there's not. That's crazy. The flight attendant helped her give birth. It was on its way to Orlando, and the passenger went into labor, and they just helped the baby come. That's a fast one too. Normally, like, you're in labor for a long ass time, but nope.
Not even a good airline. I mean, it could have been Spirit.
Yeah, it could have been Spirit or JetBlue. But yeah, baby couldn't even wait. The flight was from Denver to Orlando, which is not that long. Almost, what is it, 3.5 hours maybe? 4 hours, something like that. Oh my God.
That's fun.
Wow. So,
I'm sure she loves the cute animals before. They were cute animals. They sound
I think I sent you the possums. I probably sent them to you to make you smile. Smile again, because it's so fucking cute. Oh my God. Oh man. It's got the tiniest little nose that I want to kiss. Guy. So cute. Yeah, we just had to show you the glory of that, which I was pretty sure I saw. But I couldn't wait. I have to see it immediately. And then this. We gotta do this one again. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do. Yeah, okay, so we did this one earlier, but Roxy did. You guys did. And then we will move the channel. So small. We're just gonna do it. Okay. This is so fucking funny. Okay, we're gonna have to start this over from the beginning. I apologize. Why is it saying that the content is not available? It seems like it's obviously available because fucking playing it. Like, what is this rat doing in the middle of the crowd right now? And this dude just like punts it, and it just hits the kid square in the fucking face. Man, it's so funny. It's so funny. And this lady's like, oh. Like, the guy doesn't even think twice. He just punts it. That poor rat. I feel bad for the rat.
I feel bad for the rat. And I feel bad for the kid.
I do too.
It's a rat.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Oh my God. Love it. I love it.
That's fun.
There you go. There you guys go.
And the little rat, it was a rat. Did anyone read that and wrote in the dairy voice? Instead of it's a bat?
No.
It's a rat. It's a rat.
Rat. That's what's a rat. Oh man.
Yeah.
I love it. You're welcome for that. Okay. I'm so glad that all of you are here. Roxy, I'm so glad that you came in. Great surprise. And yeah, we dwindle. Our number definitely dwindle down right now. So you know what? I think, yeah, I think we're gonna skip the raid tonight since we're gonna be doing less than but I want to thank everybody so much for being here. I love you guys. And this Wednesday we will not be streaming because we are going to our cousin's concert, which is pretty awesome that we get to be here for one of the show nights. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we will not be streaming Wednesday, and then next week we are taking off because we will still be trapped and we will not be in the position. But we will be back in June, the very beginning of June. So yes, I'm so glad you could sneak in too. That was awesome. But I'm glad you guys are here. I adore all of you. And Waybug especially, you stuck it out to the end. Thank you. You're true homie.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, I know. Sorry, it wasn't optimal. I don't know why the computer is making a fan noise. We don't know. It just is. So thank you for hanging with us. I'm not judging it. Because apparently Crystal said it sounds like a leaf blower. Sorry. But cool. You guys have a wonderful night. And we will see you soon. Yeah. Mod love for Miss Roxy down. Let's put some mod love in the chat. Okay, guys. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.